Hey everybody, welcome. In this video, we'll be looking at 5 tips that I have for you if you're switching to a hybrid teaching system where you have students in class and at home at the same time. So my first tip or suggestion is that you have at least 2 monitors set up for yourself. The reason that you want this is because if you're sharing your screen or a presentation with your students, what you're going to have to do if you have just one monitor is go back and forth between your presentation to the Google Meet or the Zoom meeting that you're running to be able to see the students. And if you don't want to have to do that because it's just a big hassle. So if you have 2 monitors connected to the same computer, you could have a situation where your screen is split and you have your presentation in one screen and then you've got your Google Meet in the other screen, so you can see everything at the same time. If you have 2 computers, which is an even better situation, you have them both logged into the same Google Meet, Zoom, and that way you can run the presentation from one computer and you can still see the Google Meet and what the students are seeing with the second computer. The third situation you could have, which is what mine is I have my teacher station up here in the front of the class, and then I've got this computer over here in the front of my classroom, which is on a big ViewSonic TV, and it actually has its own computer connected to it, which I join into the Google Meet with it, so I can see what the students see, and then my students in the class can see my presentations, students at home can see my presentations, and I don't have to switch back and forth. That's not the ideal situation, because if I had just my one screen, which is this one right here, and I had a presentation going on and sharing it, then this is all I would see right here. And if I wanted to see the students, I'd have to go back over here to my Google Meet, and then I'd have to go back to my presentation if I wanted to, and I want to avoid having to do that step. So 2 screens. If it's absolutely impossible for you to get 2 screens, then this is what I suggest you do. All right, so if this is your teaching situation, you have just the one screen and you've got your presentation going, this is what it looks like. What you can do on both a PC and a Chrome operating system, which is what I'm running, is you can split your screen in 2. So you can drag half of it, say, over to the right, and then the other half you can put on the left-hand side. So on the right, you can have your presentation running, and on the left, you can see your Google Meet. So this isn't too bad if you have a big screen, but a small screen, it's not great because everything's really, really tiny. So I would suggest that only do this if this is the last situation, if you can't get 2 screens going for you. All right, my tip number 2 is to keep teaching to your online students. If you're teaching to your online students, then that means that they're getting your instruction and your students in the class can continue to get their instruction as well. If you teach to a more traditional method where you're just teaching the kids in class, then the kids at home won't be getting what they need. So in order to best serve everybody, I suggest that you try to teach to your students that are at home so that everybody can get a similar or same education. And you're not creating 2 separate lesson plans. You don't want to do that. All right, tip number 3 is if you have 2 devices like I do, set it up so that only one device is running both the microphone and the speaker. If you've got 2 devices and one's running and one's running the other one, then there's a chance for feedback, which you don't want. All right, number 4, this one's pretty simple, but what I would suggest you do is before school starts, open up all of your tabs on your computer that you're going to be running for today's lesson so that you're not having to jump around during class trying to find your assignments in your Google Drive or on your hard drive, opening them up, sharing with your students. It's just a huge hassle. So open up as many tabs as you need for that lesson so you can prevent having to do that during the class. And chances are, since we're running technology, something will happen either with your lesson or you can't find a file or something will crash. So I do suggest you have some sort of a backup activity. And one of my backups lately has been going to either Gimkit or Blookit to have games ready to go. And those are really easy to get set up and you can easily play 10, 15 minutes, and the students will continue to be engaged, and it's a good way just to fix something that stopped working for you while they're playing a game, enjoying themselves, and still continuing their learning at the same time. And those are my top 5 tips for now. If you have questions, let me know. If you have an idea, if you're already doing the hybrid system, which I've been doing since September, is there something I forgot or you would recommend to teachers? Maybe put that in the comment section and we can share ideas with each other. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Adios.